Shri Ganapati Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana, the chapter 14 under Uttara Kanda, in which we will going to learn about the combat between Ravana and the Yakshas. Ravana, proud of his strength, surrounded by his 6 ministers, Mahodara, Ahasta, Maricha, Shuka, Sarana, and Dhumraksha, those heroes who dreamt only of war, departed as if in his fury he would consume the worlds. When he traversed cities, rivers, mountains, forests, and woods, and soon came to Mount Kailasa, hearing that the Lord of the Rakshasas, eager to fight, full of insolence and wickedness, accompanied by his counselors, had established himself on the mountain. The Yakshas dared not remain there for fear of him. Then they said to each other, "This is the brother of our king." And knowing this, they approached Dhaneshwara and coming into his presence, they imparted his brother's intentions to him. Thereupon, with Dhanada's permission, they set out joyfully in order to give battle. The impact of those valiant troops of the king of Nairarathas was as violent as the sea, and the mountains seemed to be riven asunder, while a furious struggle ensued amongst the followers of the Rakshasas, and seeing his army thrown into disorder, Dashagriva, the ranger of the night, after many encouraging shouts, flew into a rage. Then the companions of the king of the Rakshasas, of redoubtable valor, each took on 1,000 yakshas, smitten with blows from maces, iron bars, swords, sticks, and darts. Dushana, scarcely able to breathe, was overwhelmed by a rain of weapons which fell thick and fast like hail from the clouds. Nevertheless, he remained unmoved under the shafts of the Yakshas, as a mountain that the clouds flood with innumerable showers. Thereafter, that hero, brandishing his mace like unto Kala's scepter, flung himself on the Yakshas, whom he hurled into Yama's abode. Like unto fire, flaming up on account of the wind, consuming a heap of grass or dried fagots which are scattered about, so did he destroy the army of the Yakshas. And his ministers, Mahodara, Shuka, and the others, only suffered a few of the Yakshas to escape, who resembled clouds dispersed by the wind. Overwhelmed with blows and broken, fell in the fight, filled with fury, biting their lips with their sharp teeth, and some of the Yakshas, exhausted, clung to each other, their weapons broken, and sank down on the battlefield as dikes give way before as the surge of waters. With those who were slain ascending to heaven, those who fought rushing here and there, and companies of rishis witnessing the scene, there was not a single space left anywhere. Beholding the foremost of the Yakshas scattered despite their valor, the mighty Lord of Wealth dispatched other Yakshas, and at his call, O Rama, a Yaksha named Samyodhakantaka instantly rushed out at the head of a large force. Struck by him in the fight, as by a second Vishnu with his discus, Maricha fell to the earth like a star falling from the heights of Mount Kailasa as its merits exhausted. Thereafter, that ranger of the night, regaining consciousness, gathered up his strength in a moment and entered into combat with Yaksha, who, having been defeated, fled. Meantime, Dashagriva, his limbs loaded with ornaments of gold, silver, and emerald, advanced to the very portals of the outer defences, and seeing that ranger of the night enter, the doorkeeper sought to prevent him. The Rakshasa forced his way in, whereupon the Yaksha seized hold of him. Seeing himself checked, O Rama, he was not discouraged and began to break down the door, while the Yaksha, overwhelmed by his blows, streaming with blood, looked like a mountain from which minerals are pouring. Though struck by Yaksha with a doorpost, that hero was not slain on account of the rare gifts received from Swayambhu, and in his turn, arming himself with the same post, he struck the Yaksha, who his body reduced to dust, disappeared, leaving no trace. Thereupon, witnessing the strength of Rakshasas, a general stampede took place among the Yakshas, who, mad with terror, sought refuge in the rivers and the caves, throwing away their arms, exhausted, their features distorted. Thus come to the end, chapter 14 of Uttara Kanda. Namaste Sharade Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.